Welcome everyone, this is Joy of Joy Morris Beauty, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my 2-month Sisterlock update, so stay tuned. So it's been a month, but I feel like so much has happened in the month. I had my first shampoo finally. I waited as long as I could. But you know, hair needs to be washed. So yeah, I think I waited at least a month because I was trying to keep my locks from being you know, kind of like disturbed or, you know, messed up since they're so new. But everything went fine. I made sure to just keep my scalp clean, which I you know, described my process in my 1-month video. But right after I shot that 1-month video, I ended up washing my hair. So I'm going to insert some pictures. These are a little embarrassing because of the whole process of braiding and banding. It's not the greatest look, honestly. But it's doing its job. It's keeping your locks you know, in their form and in their shape and keeping them from unraveling. So that went well. I just need to remember next time that I braid and band to keep my braid and band together until my hair is maybe about 80% drier. So I think I took them out like right away, and that is not what you're supposed to do. So yeah, I'll work on my technique a little bit more, but it went well. It was fine. I had my first retie also. So my loctician, she let me know that my locks are doing great. I only lost 3. So I lost this one over here, which I mentioned in my last video. I knew I lost that one because I ripped it out by accident with my glasses. So that was a mistake. And about maybe 2 in the back, but that was it. I know that my loctician, she's super fast. I can't remember if, I know my retie was less than 2 hours, which is wonderful. We just, like I said, just like my installation video, we laughed, we talked, I looked up, the time had passed. So this is a great, you know, habit that I can get used to. Yeah, I come, we just laugh and talk, and my hair is done. So it's super easy. The maintenance is super easy. I still just spray with water. I'm spraying with more water than I mentioned in my first month's video. I think I've probably been spraying or misting a little bit every day because I find that when I go to sleep, I feel like when I wake up, it's just like sticking every sort of way. So in order to help it look a little better, I just mist it just a little bit and just kind of fluff it out. When I want a little bit of style, this is still my go-to style. I just pin this side back right here, and that's been working out for me. In terms of weird things that happen, I did have one kind of weird thing that happened. I did some makeup shopping over the past several weeks, and I'm still not sure exactly how I feel about it. But I'm going to go ahead and play this video because I took my impressions of it down right away so that I could make sure to accurately say exactly what happened. So go ahead and watch this. You know, I don't have any makeup on. I don't wear makeup on a daily basis. You know, I'm just living life. So, you know, usually when I come into the stores, people assume that I, you know, don't have any makeup experience, which is fine. I don't care. I'm just shopping. I didn't really have a lot of time. I was just picking up a concealer palette so I could go on my way. So she was very condescending in a way that some makeup salespeople are when they assume that you don't know anything and they feel like they know everything. And I just really didn't have time for it today. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Just hovering and all of that, which is just so irritating. But when I was checking out, the most egregious thing that happened when I was checking out was she was looking at my hair, and this is the first time this has happened, so I have to get used to it. But she was like, oh God, your hair. I love your hair. What are those? Are those dreads? And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really prepared for this question. What do I say? So I said, no, I said, they're like micro locks, really, really tiny locks, you know, is what I told her. And she was like, oh, wow, that's so interesting. And then she started telling this story about when she was a little girl at school, and some girl had a sew-in and how she was so confused about the sew-in. And she thought that we, meaning black people, she literally said like black people like literally sewed hair into our scalps. And then she just started laughing so hard, like she thought that was so funny. And it was just so awkward. And there are a lot of things that I could have said. But in that moment, honestly, I just wanted to get my stuff and go because I usually don't have a whole lot of time to shop. I didn't feel like going back and forth with this woman or going there with that woman. But okay, so now that you've seen what happened, um, I'm open to some comments on it. You know, I don't really get into awkward types of hair conversations like that, but I'm sure that there's probably first of many to come because for a lot of people, not everybody wears locks. I know it's kind of an uncommon hairstyle, and then not everybody is used to the really really small locks either, so that probably brings up some questions too. So I mean, I'm sure that I will have questions that will come up. I'm sure of that, and I'm fine with that, but I'm still not really sure how I felt about the woman and her tone and her types of questions and her comments and her somewhat condescending laughter. It kind of made me uncomfortable. And I'm wondering if this may possibly fit the definition of a microaggression, which I'll read the microaggression definition because it's not a word that I use every day, but I'm wondering if it may have possibly been a microaggression. So the definition of a microaggression is a statement, action, or incident regarded as an instance of indirect, subtle, or unintentional discrimination against members of a marginalized group, such as a racial or ethnic minority. So I've heard some other Sisterlock bloggers talk about microaggressions, which is why it was kind of on my mind. And I want to spend some time kind of thinking about this because I'm sure that, as my locks continue to grow, I'll probably continue to get comments about them and I'll have to figure out what to say. Some people have really nice comments. Some people won't have nice comments. Some people probably have odd comments like the woman in the video that I mentioned. So I'll just kind of have to figure out how I feel about that. But I'm curious to hear if any of you out there have had any experience with microaggressions or, just odd comments, socially awkward type of comments about your locks. And how did you handle that? Please do share with me. I'd be interested to hear because I have to get used to obviously these types of conversations. I'm the type of person, sometimes I can get kind of like a little tongue-tied in conversations that involve direct confrontation. So I don't necessarily want to be, out in public like boxing it with somebody if they say something rude about my hair. I'd rather just walk away. Like I said, I'm out just having a good time, and then things like that tend to come out of nowhere. But I'm open to some feedback on the experience or just some commentary. If you have something relevant to share, let me know. But beyond that, and getting used to that, and those types of interactions with others, month 2 of wearing Sisterlocks went swimmingly. I love my hair. I think one thing that you have to get used to though is the shrinkage. So my locks, I had 6 inches of hair, 6 to 7 inches of hair, I think, in different places when I got my locks started. And now I've had them for about 2 months. So I think probably I maybe have, at this point, I don't know, like 7 or even 8 inches of hair on my head, but it shrinks up quite a bit. So you can see when I pull them that I have quite a bit of shrinkage. You can see it when I do that. But I'm used to my natural hair having shrinkage. That's just like the type of hair that I have. It's extremely coily. They're really, really little coils, kind of like almost like a pin spring, if you know what pin spring. So I think probably in terms of texture, I probably have a great texture for locks because my locks seem to be doing just fine. But I do have a bit of shrinkage. So I've heard that Sisterlocks tend to shrink quite a bit, I guess. I'm assuming because of the technique that's used to interlock them. I have no way of knowing this because I'm still a baby on this journey, but I don't know if when they lock, if they shrink less, we'll find out together. But regardless or not, my hair will still be growing. So if it's a, mid back, but it looks like shoulder, we'll figure that out.